All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. The film is called Samaritan. Let's process the trailer from this movie.
Wait up. What do you do with all this junk? Keeps me busy.
Okay, so Samaritan works in sanitation. That's Stallone with a fresh after another weirdo cosmetic surgery on his face. Looks like he garbage picks a radio or something.
Another long night of crime and violence.
All right, so the city, all these, it looks like free ice cream day at Kilwin's.
Some say it's only a matter of time before the city implodes.
This kid is getting a beat down by these local hoodlums. And then all of a sudden Stallone is there and he throws these kids off the kid with ease.
I think we're finished here. Go on, beat it.
So the little kid is like, why? Who's that guy?
I found him. Samaritan.
So it turns out the kid he saved is a huge fan of this Samaritan, this long-lost superhero.
Samaritan died 25 years ago.
That's what they say.
Okay, now there's like a flashback clip of a Samaritan in his full stupid uniform that it looks like it was 3D printed by Forge 3D.
You think you live across from a superhero? Do you have a therapist, kid?
Kid. Samaritan's dead. I pick up garbage for a living, pal.
Samaritan cleaned up the streets.
Okay, so now you get it. This is classic Stallone. Befriend some annoying young kid who's gonna talk you back into being a superhero.
You mind your business, I'll mind mine.
Yo, I'm not around you. I don't want to be a superhero now, Now watch this. The kid's like, yeah, well, fuck you. And then all of a sudden this happens.
I believe you.
Oh, Samaritan got hit by a fucking car. That was awesome. That was a beautiful.
You mind your business, I'll mind mine.
I don't believe you.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay, now Samaritan's all fucked up. But he's not dead because he's got like Deadpool healing properties.
I'm cool.
Like, I'm cool, I just need my ice cream. You're like, what? Samaritan, when his powers are low, if you like feed him ice cream, he becomes like full power. Just like Popeye with spinach. So this is a combination, the shittiest of the Rocky movies with Popeye the Sailor.
How strong are you?
Not as strong as I once was. Things start to fall apart when you
Just give me the more ice cream. I'll be strong as shit, little fucker.
stop caring. And I stopped caring a long time ago.
Now, there's the bad guy. Fucking up.
How come you hate who you are?
For some people, it's too late to change the damage they've done.
He's hiding something.
The budget for this film had to be pretty low.
I want him dead.
Really?
Their ass.
The things you bury tend to haunt you.
Nowhere in this trailer. Like eating ice cream. Because the people who made the trailer knew that was retarded and that nobody would buy this goddamn story. But that is true. Chris says, local famous slut, Alexandria Lyons. I think she goes by Allie Lyons. She might have gotten into porno, or no, I take that back. That's alleged. Maybe OnlyFans. Who knows? Like, well, isn't that porno? I mean, I don't know. I don't. I think I've already said too much. Tyler says, I heard the villain of the second movie gains his powers by eating spicy foods. Tyler says, hey, yo, kid, Samaritan is dead, you know. By the way, you got any mint chocolate chip on you? All right. Thank you for referencing Samaritan. Anytime I can spend a little bit of time talking about Samaritan. There is talk about, I saw there was a comment. Oh, stop believing in Samaritan when Adam Balboa. I'll stop believing in Samaritan when Adam Balboa tells me he's not real. Adam Balboa is the one who got me to view that movie. And it's such a dog that it was entertaining. So much so that I can't wait for the next one, if there ever is going to be a new Samaritan movie. Patrick says, Zane does an excellent Stallone. Well, thank you. Hey, Adrian. Yeah, Cuff and Link, my turtles, you know? I was hoping this time he would fight Clubber Lang's kid this time. Okay. Thanks, as always, to the sponsors. We got racing this weekend at Berlin. You can see the 9K Adam Kasari limited late model in action at Berlin Raceway. I've talked about this many times. If you haven't yet planned an adventure to Berlin Raceway, what the hell are you waiting for? Especially if you're the type that's kind of like, I'm just a homebody. We're just homebodies. We haven't done anything in so long. For God's sake, get out and do something fun. Racing starts at 4 p.m. Saturday. You go to berlinraceway.com and get tickets. When you buy them online, they're just $14. There's a couple bucks in fees you're going to get on that. But all that the venue is charging you is $14. That might be all you pay during the whole adventure. $14 you, $14 for a pal or your significant other. The kids 15 and under are free. The parking is free. They allow you to bring in all the snacks you can into your 12 by 18 cooler. Hell, you can bring a fucking turkey in. They don't give a shit as long as it fits in the cooler. You can bring your own soft drinks, too. No glass. And you cannot bring in your own alcohol. They have that there for you. They got a fantastic bar setting. They have a band playing after each night's races on Saturday nights. You can spend the whole damn day there. And I'll never forget the conversation I had with Jeff Striegel over at Berlin Raceway. When they put the bar in. It was just a handful of years ago. I go, so what led to this? And he goes, well, the idea that the patrons sit, watch the racing, and then go out, and the night is not done, and they want to do more fun things and hang out and have a cold one. We can't just let them leave. Why don't we have our own atmosphere? You know, we got the fire burning. It's an outdoor thing. Got a covering over, the nice lights, the tiki torches, full bar, band playing. Holy shit. Let's make the post-race a time to hang out with the drivers. So the drivers, they get done racing. You might even see a fucking fight between the drivers. That happens. That's all at Berlin Raceway. Online at berlinraceway.com. BERLIN, berlinraceway.com for your tickets. Another kick-ass sponsor I have on this show is King's Room Barbershop. 3 locations to get your hair cut at King's Room. Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street in Wyoming, Michigan. Go to kingsroom.net for exact locations, hours, and schedules. I like to have Andy cut my hair, so I figure out which one he's going to be at. He goes to all three, being that he owns a place, him and his better half. I think Andy owns 49%, and his better half, Colleen, owns 51%. Anyway, haircuts are $19 plus tip. Give a good tip. These people depend on those tips. It's a great service. So if you're a dude, I want you to get your hair cut at King's Room Barbershop. Or if you're a chick who likes short hair. I think my favorite haircut that I've seen on the stylist has been Deidre, who is usually at the Wyoming location. Oh, my God. She has the cutest fucking hair. It's short. I normally don't like short hair, but I like her short hair. Not only because the way it's styled, and I don't know who there she has cut her hair. I don't think she does her own hair. It's because it's white. That is my new thing nowadays. Like if I see a lady who has long white or gray hair or a big shock of natural gray hair, oh my God. Front of the line, you know? Obviously, I'm partial to redheads. But I think that is like the prettiest thing to have gray, silver, or white hair. It just looks awesome. And I'm not talking like people who color their hair to look like that, though I think that looks pretty cool. But when you see a naturally gray-haired woman who the hair is all perfect and fantastic, oh, it is absolutely gorgeous to me. Man Bun Chris saw Deidre yesterday. Does Deidre cut your beautiful locks? All right. So chicks can get their hair cut, is what I'm telling you. One of the football players in the United Football League, is that what this is? This is the football league that started as both the United States Football League, USFL, and the XFL. And they merged them, and it's like a minor league for football. Occasionally you get a guy who plays well enough in these leagues to get a shot in the NFL. In fact, the Lions got their kicker from the UFL. Jake Bates. What do they call him again? Legatron? He played with the Michigan Panthers. Now, if you know anything about football, you know the name Puka Nacua. Polynesian player. Plays for the Rams. It's awesome. He's a receiver. His brother it's taken a little bit more to get him to the heights of stardom that brother Puka has achieved. His brother is Samson Nacua. Here he is. Looks to be a nice dude. He plays also for that aforementioned Michigan Panthers team at Ford Field. He's trying to make some impact during the NFL offseason for the hopes to maybe impress somebody. And I don't know if this is going to be good because Samson Nacua, during a game just the other day, he got pissed off at a fan in St. Louis. And he smacked this fan in the fucking face. Holy shit. Okay, so the fan's yelling at him. All right, now that's great. I don't think that should be punished. I think that they should actually fight. I think it looked a little bitch like that he just smacked him and walked away. Smacked him in the face. And I like that the fan ate the slap. He didn't do anything. You know, you got to be very, very careful. Not the smartest thing to do is slap somebody knowing that someone's got to be recording this. If I'm an NFL football team, I sign him immediately because he's slapping fan. You know, you want that type of heat. I would immediately call him up, and he's probably dejected as shit. In fact, I'd have him play with his brother. If I'm playing for the Rams, or they're running the Rams, say, yeah, hey, Samson. And he's probably all dejected. Look, I don't want you to think that that's a bad thing. All right? We want players smacking fans. You represent every NFL player in the league, you know? All NFL players hate the fans. Even the ones that cheer, you know? The only fans they like are the ones who care but not that much. They want fans that are there going, yeah, come on. And if they lose, go, well, maybe next time, go home. You know, they don't want fan who's way too into it, like former Zaniac style. The way that the former Zaniacs were into me, you know, with, building me a studio and offering me sexual favors and, all the shit that went on there. All the giving me all the money, like Nick. What a fucking moron that idiot was. They don't want that type of fandom. I mean, that's just twisted and wrong. So Samson Nakua, every NFL player is going to be in love with him. And even if the fan did nothing, and I'm sure the fan did a lot to warrant the slap. He talked some shit. What type of loser goes to a minor league football game and talks shit to a guy who's probably making like $500 to play that game? The fan probably is making more money just to be at the game than these loser football players. Okay? Who 99.9% of them, this is the end of the road. The last football players that you want to fuck around with are the ones that are at the end of the road. The UFL announced it would be opening an investigation into what sparked the confrontation. Now that to me is good news. You want to because that means they're going to hear him out. 27-year-old Samson is the older brother of Puka Nakua. He also has an older brother, 30-year-old Kai Nakua. Cool names in that family, by the way, who just happens to be his teammate with the Panthers. However, Kai was not involved in the Saturday incident. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. He eventually was suspended for one game. Was Samson Nakua. Now, if this had been the NFL, they might have suspended him more or less. I don't know. These football organizations, as we know, it's not. They don't really punish people for shit like this. You know, most NFL players, I would say, most, if not all, NFL players abuse their wives and children, okay? And the league does nothing. Like, if you were to go into an NFL stadium, and while the players are getting ready, they have an area for significant others and wives of players, and you go into there, it looks like a World War II MASH unit. All the women have broken limbs, skin tears, ears are off, ears are hanging by threads, broke noses, and the NFL just covers this shit up. They don't say anything. It's horrible. Little known fact. Bandages around their head, like, fife and drum, after a war with the British. Great reference. Great reference. But the NFL just turns a blind eye to that shit. It isn't until, this is what they say when the rookies come in. They say, all right, save your money, and whatever you do, when you're going to beat up your significant other, don't do it in a place where anybody can record it. That's all you need to know to be a success in the NFL. Smile, be nice, and when you beat your SO, don't do it where there's a camera. Like, we had a problem. Take this video of Ray Rice. No one gave a shit about him after he beat up his SO until the elevator camera revealed what happened. Then we had to suspend him. That's how. Meanwhile, on the back of your helmet, make sure that there's a message like love wins or no place for racism, anything like that, to give the illusion that we care about others. And then you go and you score touchdowns. Boom. Everybody's happy. Tyler says, this is great for the United Football League. It's probably the most press they've ever gotten. Exactly. I didn't even know this team was playing. Maybe 7 or 8 people go to these games. It's shit football. They should have given Nakua a bonus for drawing more attention to them. I agree. All right. Speaking of sports, we talked about now Cleveland Brown draft pick Shedeur Sanders. That was a big story over the weekend. It was a great story. My theory, again, is that the Atlanta Falcons turned a blind eye when the coach, in my opinion, gave the number to his 21-year-old kid and said, hey, we all hated Shedeur Sanders and we hate Dion, so fuck with this kid and record it and put it on the internet. Because if they didn't do that, that would mean that the kid found it out himself and did it without dad knowing and ratted himself out by putting it on the internet, which I don't think he's that stupid. I think he knew he was doing what he was doing because his dad told him to. And that's my conspiracy theory. He said to him, hey, don't worry. Even if they, and they will track it down, you're not in trouble. I'm going to give you $10,000 for this. The Atlanta Falcons announced that they are not punishing that coach for this. And why would they? They love this. Now, this is the type of douchebag that Shedeur Sanders is. We saw that amazing party that he had at his house, and to be the 5th round draft pick of the Cleveland Browns, who I think they picked another quarterback ahead of him who also sucks. So, excuse me. He threw a wild post-draft party, and he was walking around with a couple of cases made by Louis Vuitton. This is how much of a pain in the ass dipshit this is. And he would open up these cases, and inside of it, he had been gifted $1 million. I don't know who this fat fuck is with him. But you see Sanders holding the case with the money in it, and I think this fat pig with him is the same thing. Everybody's all blinged out. Sanders performed his hit rap songs and flexed over $100,000 in cash during the event. So many celebrities were in attendance as well. Cleveland drafted a superstar. I think that's being said tongue in cheek. And this person corrected him and said, no. It was not $100,000. It was actually Deion Sanders Jr., which is the brother of Shedeur and the son of Deion Sr. Let's tell the correct story now. It was actually a gift that he received, and it was $1 million. Okay, now what type of douche does this? You've just been, if I'm Shedeur Sanders, and I've just been humiliated after being touted by most people because of my abilities to be a top 5 pick in the league. But you embarrassed yourself so badly to all the other teams that you got drafted almost not drafted, and it happened in the 5th round. At this point in time, I'm going to take that L and shut the fuck up and go to work and try to prove people wrong, I guess. I mean, that's kind of like where I would be driven. Tyler says, breaking news, fines were just handed out by the NFL about this incident. Which incident? You mean the prank call incident or the Shedeur Sanders $1 million Louis Vuitton incident? Excuse me. The prank call. Please send me the link. Yeah, I don't get this. I don't know why you would showcase such a thing. And who gave you $1 million? Who just, I mean, Deion Jr. did not say who gave Shedeur the money. He partied until 2 a.m. with his friends, family, including his sister, Deandra, and rappers Kodak Black, Young Miami, and Trap Boy Freddy. Jamaican dancehall singer Shensia, who's been linked to Shedeur, was also at the bash. Okay. He was the Big 12 Conference Player of the Year as a senior last fall. He threw 64 touchdown passes in 2 years at Colorado. I kind of want him to do well just so that the spectacle will, continue. But I don't know. Tyler says, easy, I just emailed you the link. All right, I don't see it yet. Okay, here it is. NFL finds defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich over Shedeur Sanders prank call. They fined the Falcons $250,000 and Ulbrich $100,000 in this prank call made to Shedeur Sanders. I don't know how they could why they should be fined because the kid stole the number. That doesn't. I think they're saying, well, somebody's got to pay a penalty. The NFL said the fines were for failing to prevent the disclosure of confidential information distributed to the club in advance of the NFL draft. The Falcons said, we appreciate the NFL's swift and thorough review of last week's data exposure. If I'm the Falcons, if what I think is true happened, and I'm sure it did, I'm like, money well spent. We will absolutely pay $350,000 to ridicule this fuck and his stupid dad. That, to me, is worth it. Sanders said it didn't really have an impact on me because it was like, I mean, okay, like I don't feed into negativity. I always love when people say that shit. Yeah, I'm not into negativity. Yeah, we know that because you're only into talking about yourself. You've seen on Deion Jr.'s YouTube my reaction to it. I don't. It is what it is. You know you're a real moron when you throw out, it is what it is. I think it is childish, of course. I feel like it was a childish act, but everybody does childish things here and there. Yeah, like walk around showing people how much money you have. Look at everything that any member of the Sanders family has ever done. This was beautiful. This was a work of art. And I love how the guy who did the prank didn't even tell him to go fuck himself. He just said, yeah, we're going to draft you. You just got to wait longer. Which New Orleans didn't even draft him. All right. Yeah, this will be the circus surrounding Sanders and him being drafted as late as he was drafted will result in people being caring about him fighting to get on the team during the preseason. I'm definitely interested in that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another scammer taking advantage of an old person impersonating a celebrity. What was the one we had not long ago? It was in Michigan here. It was an old lady. Was it Rob Lowe or Mark Harmon or something like that? Somehow got in contact with some idiot. And, I almost fell for this. There was a moment in time. I told this story. Texas country soul singer, whatever, Ray Wiley Hubbard. Nobody knows the guy, but I listened to him. I followed him on Facebook. And there was a post that he made, and I commented on the post. Well, the scammer saw my post, has a Ray Wiley Hubbard Facebook page, a fake one made, responds to my post, or DMs me or something like that. And so I'm such an arrogant idiot that I'm like, yeah, he wants to talk to a media celebrity, a media mogul like myself. So I'm having this conversation. I'm telling him, oh yeah, I used to be in radio. I'm giving him my whole story, and then he's letting me tell it. This scammer, and then there comes a point where the scammer says, yeah, I'm in my tour right now. I'm on my tour, and I'm stuck in Thailand, and all my money is locked up. If you send me $15,000, I'll be able to free up my money and pay you back with 10% interest. Signed, Ray Wiley Hubbard. And I'm like, honey, you won't believe this. My favorite singer is messed up, and he's calling on me, a media mogul, to help him. Oh no, my God, I fell for it. I'm such a bitch. NCIS dude, whatever his name is, that's the one that was involved in it. Becca says Oxford lady lost her life savings. All right. Same thing here. Diane Ringstaff is Palmetto, Florida. The celebrity said, hey, nice to meet you, Diane Ringstaff. My name's Keanu Reeves. Diane Ringstaff was spending the day playing Words with Friends. And then while playing it on the app, it says, hey, what are you doing, Diane? It's me, Keanu Reeves. It can't be, Ringstaff said of her initial thoughts, until he sent me a video message. And I was like, oh my God, that's him. Keanu video chatted her. I couldn't believe it. It was him, but it was far away. But I thought it was him. Okay, and if you get that far where you're like, no way, and then you watch the video and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely him. I think it's very important for young people. Like this lady looks to be, she's about, I would say she's in the ballpark of our beloved Maureen. age, right? Wouldn't you say? But Maureen's not retarded. I don't think Maureen would fall for this. I think Maureen is pretty smart, actually. But I think we need to, it's up to children, that if you have parents that are like 60 and up, you need to have this conversation. You need to say, so there's this thing going, and then it'll be awkward maybe because your parent or whatever is going to say, well, no, I wouldn't fall for that. What do you think I'm an idiot? So, well, you got to understand. Generationally, there's a lot of people that are your age that are idiots. They haven't paid attention to what can be done online to make people part with their money. So I'm not saying you're stupid, but you're in the right demo. 60 and up, you're entering the community of retardville. And, you know, anything goes in this land. So you need to have conversations with your loved ones about this. Say, before you respond to anybody on anything, wait. Even if it means just calling me and explaining through your voice what you're doing and what's happening, I can probably talk you through this. All right. Now I'm on the upper end of this. I'll be 55 in July. So I'm going to be wandering into retardville at age 60. By that time, there's probably going to be even more advances in the scams. And it's going to be important that my young ones, my loved ones, my kids, explain to me what's up. That I'm already lost on things like AI and cryptocurrency. I have no idea how any of that works. I'm aware of them, but I'm just using those two as an example that it's fairly possible that when technology makes the next big leap, I'm going to be left out in the cold because I'm entering retardville. Pooh Bear is virtually there. I think she's 58 or 59. So she is pretty much a buzzard at this point. You can probably convince her. If you want, you can reach out to her. If any of you know how to reach out to Pooh Bear, can you maybe test her? Come up with a scenario. Just reach out with a message on whatever platform you can reach her on and try to trick her. Say like you're Dolly Parton and you need money, and just to give me, so that I know that she's up on the scams or not. I think that's important. Tophus says Pooh Bear is at retardville. Well, only in years, She's quite a bit older than me. Man Bun Chris says, I have a shirt with your lyrics, Ray Wiley Hubbard. You can trust me with the money. Man Bun Chris says, in a couple of years, I'll venture down that trail. 2 minutes prior, he just tells us how he was talking to a man in India, acting like Ray Wiley Hubbard. Well, that doesn't mean, Chris, that you can't occasionally have moments. That's kind of the process. It's not like a light switch. It's like a dimmer switch. It slowly happens. I definitely showed signs there that I am approaching. I can see retardville in the horizon. This lady, more on her. Their conversations continued over the next 2.5 years. But then there were repeated requests for money. Ring staff said he claimed that a former manager was suing him, that he was in legal trouble after the FBI reportedly planted drugs in his house, and that the courts froze all his assets. Oh no, Keanu Reeves, how can I help? Now he needed tens of thousands of dollars in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. This moron woman said, but why don't you have a bank account? She also wanted it, but she also wanted to help, so she sent him money. I was vulnerable. I just lost my boyfriend, ring staff explained. I think that if I tried to do this, I think I'd be good at this, at scamming people. A lot of people say that I already do that now with my Patreon, but I find that to be insulting because I work very hard on my Patreon and people get something in return, you know? Ring staff says, I just hope. Okay, ring staff took out a home equity loan, sold her car. She lost over $160,000. Wow. Oh, my God. How could you? She must be incredibly strong because I would just throw myself out of a window. Romance scammers are getting even more sophisticated. Some are using artificial intelligence to impersonate celebrities through realistic images, videos, and recordings, but it's all fake. Yeah, of course it is. Perfect storm. Ring staff says, I'm all by myself. I didn't have anybody to talk to give me guidance. So then I got mad and I started getting my things together, and now I'm on track to get back on track. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is another reason why it's important to have children at some point in your life. Like if you're just wanting to be like a person who doesn't have kids, like our sweet beloved pal Kelly Cheese. She does not want to have children. She talked about this on her radio show, that if she ever gets pregnant, the next day she will be unpregnant. That's hilarious, by the way. It's a funny crack. This is why you have kids. That they're going to wipe your ass someday. Otherwise, you're going to die alone. Unless you think you're going to die young. I'm probably only going to make it to 43. It's no big deal. This is why you have kids. For some of us, you're going to have those 20, 30 years where you actually need someone. All right. Tophus says, I wanted kids at one point. Luckily, IVF didn't work because my ex-wife can fuck off. Oh, well, hey, you need kids, man. You're still young. You should get some. Cole says, how do people that dumb build up so much money? Yeah, don't forget, she mortgaged the house and then sold her car. So between the house and the car, that's $160,000. I mean, if the whole value of the home is, nowadays that level of a house is very entry level. Okay? Houses are really expensive right now. So I don't know how much wealth she had. This is a dumb fuck. Make no mistake. All right. Finally today, this video is going around. I couldn't even tell you where this happened. It has to be someplace cold. Guys walking around what looks to be mountain community, frozen tundra. And as he's walking to the snowmobile, a polar bear sees him and starts to chase him. Now, he then stops running to get on the snowmobile and peel out.
Нет. Ушел, ушел.
Sounds like someone's shooting at the polar bear. Here's the guy. Here's the polar bear. By the way, a polar bear, when it's standing on its hind legs, is more than 9 feet tall.
Ушел.
All those sleds. Okay, the guy fired. There's a guy running away. Goddamn. Yeah, I think he fired a round or two.
Нет. Ушел, ушел. Ушел.
Okay. If he's firing, he's either missing or that bear is not phased. I don't know why I just lost it. And the bear's like, all right, fuck you.
Oh, he's taking him away.
I want the bear to not be hurt. I really hope that the bear is okay. Now he's just sitting there being awesome.
Very brave guy.
Yeah, I'm actually rooting for the bear. Now that the guy shot at him, I'm hopeful that bear does not get hurt. Chris, knowing full well who was in the chat, writes, the bullets were probably hitting the water first. Okay, now be careful. That's the first crack at Tophus since the big meltdown. Piano Fingerbanger says, I am on Team Bear, as am I. All right. Starman, son of radio legend Reese, right? Reese or Neil? I can't remember, Neil or Reese. It's Reese. Is here. Says, give that bear a Coca-Cola. We are now wrapping up the show. I know it's early, but I got to go potty. The realtor of choice on the show, if you are in West Michigan, if you're selling your home, if you're buying a home, reach out to the driver of the 9K limited late model car at Berlin Raceway, Adam Kasari. His phone number is 616-914-4061. And be thinking about a asshole of the day. I don't even have one. I couldn't even tell you. Call Adam at 616-914-4061. My logo is on his race car at Berlin Raceway. Right on the roof. Can't miss it. Paintball War number 24, the Ice Wars, commences on Sunday, June 4th. No, Sunday, June 1st. 4 p.m. start. I want you to be there. RSVP. Hit me up at eric@ericzaneshow.com. Meanwhile, book an event at TC Paintball today. You will have a great time. It is the premier paintball destination in the great state of Michigan. We're playing outdoors. When it comes to insurance, I call upon Frank Fuss of My Policy Shop Insurance, and you should too. Whether it's getting help on the marketplace, whether it's getting a life insurance policy, Medicare help, or Social Security planning, Frank does it all. From anywhere in the U.S., reach out to Frank today at buyinsurancehere.com, B-U-Y, insurancehere.com. Tyler says, Samson Nakua for bitch slapping and then running away. Yeah, I don't know about that. I like the slap. I think I like what Bob is suggesting. The NFL for fining the Falcons and that coach over that hilarious prank that was outstanding. Man Bun Chris says scammers. Don't fault the scammers. There's a lot of stupid people in the world that need to have bad things happen to them. I hope I don't fall into that category one day. As usual, you are a fantastic audience. Thank you so much for being here. That is my time. Join me on Patreon for free at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Hire me on Cameo, cameo.com/Eric Zane. For just $20, I'll do a cameo for you. Till then, folks, bye-bye.